my name is Sasha. I'm working at NEC Laboratories Europe in the Human-Centric AI group as a senior research scientist. And my research focus is on explainable AI, abbreviated as XAI. And I'm particularly focusing on prototype-based models. Existing machine learning models, especially deep neural networks, as they are mostly used right now, they are black boxes. So this is one of the biggest problems they have. And with black box, it means that they are not understandable. So this means if you get a prediction based on an input, on a question you have, you can't explain what the reasons are why the model concluded that this is the correct prediction for this input. And this leads to issues if you, for example, think of that you automatically analyze X-ray scans of patients, and then you want to use the recommendation whether, for example, the things that are shown on an X-ray scan are dangerous or life-threatening to a human. Then you have to understand what have been the reasons that triggered the system to believe that this is really something life-threatening, like a tumor that should be treated. And if you can't explain this, then the end users, in this case the doctors, will not use the AI system. And it gets even more complicated because in the upcoming years, the EU AI Act will become law. And with this, then it will be required that AI systems in such high-risk domains are explainable. Prototype-based learning is a technique in the machine learning domain which is based on the idea that the decision is made on so-called prototypical examples. So what you try to do is, if you think of you have a huge set of patients with certain diseases, you want to identify so-called prototypical or reference patients. And these reference patients are then stored in your model. And when you do a prediction with the model, the reference patients are considered, and the given patient is compared to these reference patients, so that you say, okay, considering the reference patients I know, this patient you have presented is most similar to these reference patients, and then you make the prediction based on these reference patients you've stored in your system. And this especially helps for the XAI domain, because by having these centralized representations, these prototypes, these reference samples, you have a direct understanding about why this prediction was made. And so depending on the setting, on how you build the precise prototype-based model, these models can be highly interpretable. It really depends on the setting, but they can be highly interpretable. And that's the reason why these models are called white box models. And what we see in the research community right now is that more and more papers are published around this topic, especially for high-risk domains such as healthcare and X-ray scan analysis and so on.
Orchestrating a Brighter World, NEC.